my favorite part of the superhero experience has to be the open-throated power-up yell. That has the multiple levels that, you know, some of them have a hard stop, but some of them fade out like some classic Beatles songs that just like, that's good stuff right there.
All right, hello everybody and welcome to Saturday of Thy Geekdom Con 2024. How are you all doing today? Sounds like an energetic crowd. All right. So welcome to the different types of heroes in anime panel. We have 5 wonderful guests with us today. Let's all have them introduce themselves.
Hey, y'all. My name is Justin Cook. I play an anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Which hero?
Yusuke, I think.
Urameshi?
Yeah, I'd say he's a bit of an anti-hero.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is this panel supposed to be about a specific show?
Different types of
Just
heroes.
heroes, like in general.
What's a character you've played, or like the type of hero that a character you've played?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway, my name is Lindsay Seidel. The first one that comes to mind would be my Hero Academia character, Neji Hato.
Hi, my name is Jessie James, and I play
a shadow chicken.
Would you say Nagisa from Assassination
Yes,
Classroom is a
Nagisa
hero?
is definitely a hero. That's really
hero
what
of
should have
their
come
own
to
story.
mind first. And
Yeah.
but instead, well,
Rosa
because-
Parks is my hero.
But you haven't played Rosa Parks, hopefully.
No, I haven't. No one's asked me to do that yet.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. My name is Austin Tindle. I play Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. I guess that's a hero. I play some anti-heroes too. Accelerator from... Yeah, okay. Now we're talking, okay.
That's what we want. We want
Let's
that
keep fishing.
enthusiasm.
What else? I want to hear one of those from everybody before the end of this.
Are we just going to run down resumes? Can we do that?
Wait, let's pull up our IMDb's.
It's going to take a while.
I'm going to tell about all my heroes. All my Hero Academias. I'll just say one more, which is a show that's out right now called Windbreaker. And I play Sakura. Check it out. On Crunchyroll.
Really good.
Start your free trial if you haven't. Just go to crunchyroll.com/sign up. I don't know what it is.
They're sending his check in the mail as we speak.
Hello? I might have to just take... I'm just going to take this microphone. La, la, la. Oh, Austin, Tindle, cooties. This is the best day ever.
It smells like my thermos.
I love it.
Well, that's all you need.
Hot, or keeps it hot and cold for hours at a time. Anyway, sorry, distraction. I am Stephanie Nadolny. I'm the OG voice of Kikoku. And go on. And don't forget, it's Kai. I'm the queen. And Baby Trunks. And it's so great to be here. I love this panel. I haven't seen some of these people in years. This is so fun.
We only ever see each other.
I know. We record separately. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. We record one at a time.
It's the nature of it.
The nature of the beast.
You can work with someone in a show or several shows over years and never
never
know what
meet
they look
them.
like or meet them at all. Yeah.
You might hear them in your pre-roll, and that's about it. Or in the passing of the sessions in the hallway.
In the video commentary of Is This a Zombie, you see me introducing myself to Jeremy Lee. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, is this a zombie? That takes me back.
Yeah.
Let's use the time machine. Let's talk about early 2000s anime. Ray and I could do that for a while.
Yes. So why don't we get right into a question that we can ask. You guys want to learn some things? Yeah? What is your favorite part about playing the hero?
Heroes can be pretty challenging sometimes, just from the actor's standpoint, just because they can be very rigid in terms of who they are. Like most of them will have a moral code. Most of them will be very strictly adherent to that moral code, and that defines not only them, their worldview, but also aspects of their personality. And when you lock into stuff like that, you kind of have to be careful not to really. It's a very straight line most of the time. You know, sometimes they might be a bit of a roller coaster, but you just kind of have to stay on that. Villains, especially depending on the villains, they, just like in the shows, as an actor, they don't really have any rules. There's really no wrong choice when it comes to certain villains, because, you know, especially the big over-the-top ones like the Joker or something like that, because it's at that point, it's just more about what you want to throw into it, and it can be really fun. With heroes, it's more challenging, and that can be very fun as well.
So that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was so well said.
Yeah.
Okay, story.
The exposition without becoming stilted is the game. And it's so much easier to play someone morally gray who can decide to be funny or sarcastic at any moment. But I would say my favorite part of the superhero experience has to be the open-throated power-up yell. That has the multiple levels that, you know, some of them have a hard stop, but some of them fade out like some classic Beatles songs. They're just like, That's good stuff right there. All the other screams are not fun.
Yeah.
Or like the screams where you have to talk, the exposition screams. I'm gonna explain my plan to you! That's the stuff that really screws up your vocal cords.
People literally bleed. Their voices will literally bleed.
I think my voice bled. Thank God I'm a rock and roll singer, because whenever I had to do the Cell Saga, I had lots of chops I didn't know I had. So I'd already been bashing my voice like crazy, and then to do the Cell Saga Gohan, it was just like another day at work for me. But it was good to have a day off in between, because it was pretty excruciating, and it was really nice to have like the water and the sleep in between. And thankfully they worked with us on that. We did a lot of our session hard stuff at the end of the session, and so we were able to like kind of carry it through. But thankfully I never actually canceled a session. The only time I got like canceled was like I had a car wreck, like literally on the way to work. I was like almost dead, right? My brother brought me to the session, and I'm like, no, I'm here, I'm at work, we're gonna do this. And my voice was so traumatized from the shock of the wreck, because my car was totaled. But I showed up to work, but it was still like the director knew. He's like, no, you need to chill out. Go find another car, whatever you gotta do, we're good. But I remember that very well, long time ago.
Dedication.
I think it was like 2001. Yeah. Justin was there. Justin also was one of my directors.
Verified.
Yes, but I still showed up. I'm like, the show must go on. That's what we do.
That's beautiful.
Dedication.
I was like,
And CTE.
I got a session. I'm on my way.
So much better.
So that brings up this point right here. I promise, I swear to you, I can talk. But so is there a role that was meaningful to you that stands out the most? If so, what character and why?
Several folks have probably heard this from me. It's so hard for me to pick a favorite, right? Because they're like, you've seen Inside Out? That's what the inside of my brain looks like, right? So if I pick one, all the other ones get upset or angry or start crying. It's like picking a favorite kid. You can do it, you just don't say it out loud.
It's the one that bakes cookies. Like Justin, it is very hard to pick one. Most of us have been in so many, especially those of us that have been working for the Funny family for, almost like 20 years, over 20 years at this point for a lot of us. And one that changed my life that really inspired me was Kuranosuke from Princess Jellyfish. More niche anime, not very, not the biggest one out there, but the character made me find myself. getting to play that made me realize that things that I had known about myself for my entire life were something that I could not ignore anymore, because playing her was the most comfortable that I've ever been as just being myself, let alone playing a character. And that was pretty much, I should probably pay attention to this, you know? And so yeah, Kurenosuke changed my life. Still does.
Yeah, okay, I guess I have to also preface it with I can't pick one.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah, and there have been, and they don't all mean the same, but there has been more than one that has meant a lot over the years. A few different ones that can stand out as moments in my life where I did change over time. And like something like Tokyo Ghoul took 4 years from the first thing that got recorded to the last thing I recorded, and like my life changed so much in those 4 years too that it's hard to not recognize that as something that's like so a part of who I am now in my career and all that stuff. But for today, I'm gonna say that my favorite character is Haruka Sakura from Windbreaker, which is streaming on Crunchyroll right now. New episodes are out every Thursday.
Shameless. No, it's great. Isn't that great? It's branding. It's showing his love. Anyway, for me, most of my characters, the primarily ones, were Kid Goku and Kid Gohan. I got the role of Kid Gohan first, which was kind of backwards, but none of us really knew that at the time because it was a show that was being recast. So my heart and soul kind of is into the Gohan, like, because not only is it my first anime role, but the year I was cast, my mom was diagnosed with cancer and passed away. So my mom, who was my lifetime superhero, passed away at the beginning of my anime career. So I have this connection with Gohan in the Cell Saga when his, father Goku is talking to him telepathically to you can do this, you can do this. And for me, when it came to that time to do that scene, it was real for me. I was like in the gut, like my mom had just passed. I'm like, this is crazy. And so I have a really amazing connection with Gohan as far as like the character and the development. But then Goku came around from Dragon Ball and then it was all slapstick and silly and funny. So I have a whole nother affection for that one because he's just silly and fun and happy all the time and doesn't know the difference between a girl and a boy, and it's very innocent, and I got to live vicariously through these young boy characters. So for me, it's both, but for completely different reasons. So yeah, those are our babies. It's like the voices in your head are your characters, right? You guys got a lot of voices in your heads, I can tell. I know Justin does. I was there when Justin just came on board. He's just a baby. He's still a baby to me. But I remember when he was brand new, and look at him now, big star.
Now I'm a gray baby.
I know, but you would never know it. This is like cathartic for me, so thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely really hard for me to pick the one that's the most meaningful. Every role has been meaningful for different reasons. But when I was sitting here thinking about it, I was like, I think the one that actually stands out, the reason why this character stands out is because it's become clear over the years that this particular character, more than any of the other characters I've played, has become really meaningful to a lot of you guys, and that's Nagisa from Assassination Classroom.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gabby from Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's meaningful to, I guess you could say it's meaningful to people in the sense that they despise her and want me to die because of it.
She is one of the best written characters in that entire show.
I agree,
She has such
Very
a
well
lesson to give. Anyway, sorry.
Totally agree. No, I completely agree. Yeah, she's written to be hated. That's, obvious. But I wish more people did recognize like what a well-written character she is and what she's supposed to be making you like think about.
Yeah. And it's because it was so well acted that we hate you so much.
Right.
Making the rest of us look
Thanks
bad.
for spinning
Lindsay.
it that way, Austin.
The audience did not
Appreciate
think
it.
that was funny. I just got an ood.
But yeah, no, Nagisa, it was always special to me, and I always loved that character. But it became even more special and meaningful to me when I started having more and more people come up and share with me how meaningful that character was to them. And that's really, meaningful to us whenever fans share that with us, that a character that we've played has been special to them for whatever reason.
All right, does anybody here have any funny recording stories that they want to share? Like the funniest moment in the booth?
We don't really get to do these anymore, but we used to be able to do outtakes a lot, and what we used to call leaving bombs for each other, which is if we knew someone who was coming in the session after us, and we had a scene with them, instead of we would record the dialogue as normal, but then we would record an alternate version of it that we would just kind of make up. And then hopefully when the person comes in, when they are about to do their line, they'll hear the pre-roll, they'll hear the bomb, and then see if they won't be able to record their line because they're laughing. The best one that I did was, I think, the one that a good friend of ours, Carly Mosier, who retired a very long time ago, we were doing a show, Shakugan no Shana, I think it was, right? And there's a scene where my character is up on the roof with her, and we're watching this big battle unfold, and it's just kind of this culmination of all the things that were supposed to go right, going wrong, and it's this very solemn, very like, we could have done better. We could have done better. Why can't we overcome our differences and work together? You know, all that sort of thing. And instead, what she hears when she's about to come in to say her reply to that line, instead she hears, "Let me tell you about Jesus. He died for our sins." Apparently she fell out of the small recording booth, and they had to stop for about 10 minutes. So the bomb went off beautifully.
Amazing.
Success.
I still drop bombs in the booth for people sometimes. After lunch. Usually.
Stink
For
bombs.
someone right after me. They'll go, "Oh, Austin's been here." It's a fart joke.
In case you didn't
In
pick
case
up.
anybody
That's a
was...
crappy fart joke.
And I'm friends with Lindsay. That's why I can make jokes. I feel like the audience turned on me because I was being mean to you.
No, I didn't think it was mean.
See, it's not mean.
It's not mean. Austin's very nice.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Does anyone else have a story?
I have one. This was super fun. Justin might remember. So we would react to picture. This is like kind of back in the day. And we would see the boob tube TV and like match the flaps. And there were times when they'd be like, okay, react to picture. And little Goku's running around, or actually I was thinking it was a Goku. No, it was Goku. And he's like running around. I'm just like following in my mind and brain and speaking what sounds like what he would be doing in the picture. And what was so crazy, I was so into it, right? I'm like, yeah, he's got all these reactions, right? And then he jumps in the water. And I was like so into it and so focused that I made the sound effect of the water, like, I was like, oh my God. And the director was like, did you just like do a sound effect? I was like, I'm so sorry. I was so focused on the character. Yes, I did. And we had a good laugh about it. Anyway, that's one of my stories. How fun is that? Like but you're so intense. I was like, I'm gonna do this.
We would keep all of that. We would keep all of it. I mean,
Do
we
you
didn't use
remember?
this push sounds, but we could just cut that out and
Well,
then
you could actually
we
technically.
just cut that out and
because
move it around.
Was the audio,
A-okay.
which is what is purchased by the company, and then therefore they can use it. I don't know. Maybe it was used in a scene. I don't know. I just was so into it. I was like, oh, sorry. Excuse me. You might want to trim that out in post.
Don't they have that problem in Star Wars? Isn't that a common actor problem? They got to tell them to stop going.
They had to stop Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen from doing it on set because they would keep doing it while yes, they told that in the story. Both of them were such huge fans they could not stop making the sound, and it was just something that they weren't even thinking about doing it. Yeah, they had to keep telling them, stop making the sound effects.
You're so into it, though. You're watching it. It's like, oh, sorry.
I had a similar thing happen at a callback for a commercial audition from when I was, this is from like 17 years ago, and it was for this like Nerf gun that was like a laser gun, and then we all kept wanting to pew pew, and they would like I think that's why I didn't get it, because I couldn't stop myself. I also tried to do this weird little somersault thing. It really didn't. It didn't look too good in that tiny little conference room. I still think about it. Moments in the booth. One time I drove to Sentai on a motorcycle, and I drove through a thunderstorm, and I was like an hour late. I think I was recording Domestic Girlfriend, and we just immediately had to go because I was booked for the whole day, because they try to knock out a whole season in like 2 days while you're there. And so I just had to record in my underwear because everything was soaking wet.
You're not, at least. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, record from home. There have been stories of people at the original Funny Building recording in the buff.
Yeah.
In the birthday suit, because it was so hot sometimes in that booth in the building. Sometimes one person just went, "Guys, don't look in here."
Rico got locked in there for a while.
Rico got locked in a booth.
Well, and Rico got naked while he was, not fully naked, but he got a little bit naked while he was in there because people started taking pictures of him.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, let me take my shirt off.
Obviously, the only conclusion is that you start to strip.
People wouldn't mind Rico doing that, but like he at one point was standing, like he had his feet on the little table in the recording booth, and he grabbed the recording cable on the headphones and was doing that, and they took a picture. Oh, he was having a great time.
He loved it.
Him and Cliff Chapin are always ready to take their shirts off at a moment's notice.
And ride a bear.
Yeah.
This is tough to follow up
Probably
on.
stop telling their story.
What is your most funny anime moment? Pass the mic.
I had a bomb that I left for Rico one time in a show called Princess Stride. Now that we're talking about Rico, I left a bomb for him, and it was like, my character was, because his character falls in the middle of this relay race, and I pick him up, and I'm like, we're gonna win this or whatever. And I picked him up, and my character went, "You're not fat." Yeah, that's what I ended up saying to Rico. I don't remember if it was my idea or Caitlin's.
Probably Caitlin's.
The character in the show was overweight when he was young, and then was obsessed with getting athletic after that. And Rico is really buff. I don't know if he was an obese child.
No, I think he came out of the womb buff.
Yeah. He's really into parkour.
So let's open this up. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask?
Rico or his physique.
About Rico or his physique?
He delts and tries is really where he's most heavy. You can tell he gets a lot of his bench.
Please give someone the microphone.
I don't know what his squat game is.
Ask a question.
I bet he could probably bench 215 at one point. They say that, like, of people that go to the gym, there's only like 4% that can hit 225 on a bench press. That's like.
Hi, everybody. This question
in the studio, we just push mute on him. That's what we do.
I have a question for Stephanie.
Well, you know that 50% of the statistics are wrong. Get it? Anyway, 50% of all the statistics are wrong. Okay, that's supposed to be a joke. Okay. I won't quit my day job. We're good.
Hi. This question is for Stephanie, because you were talking about the loss of your mother before the recording of that scene in the Cell Saga, and I was wondering if the writers were aware of that loss, and if there was any kind of impact on the writing or that scene in particular that they had in mind based on that.
I do know that at the time the company was much smaller, and there was like a kind of an integrated feeling, and just one recording booth, one director or two directors, and so it's a very small, like, family type situation there. I do know that the company knew because I got flowers sent for me in commemoration to my mom. Barry Watson was my first director ever, and he sent them. And I think it was probably known. I'm not for sure, but when it came time to really like dig deep and really get to the balls, Dragon Balls, whatever, of the scene, it was very powerful. And thankfully, I mean, even though I had some acting experience and stuff, I think that actually made it better for the role because it was so tormenting and so emotional. And so I think they did know. I didn't like capitalize on it, but it probably, hopefully showed through the work. But it's a matter of me following direction. So yeah, I had real life experience to draw from, which you may or may not need. If you're a really good actor, you might not need that. For me, it made it very cathartic and like, I don't know. I just kind of like bonded with the character, and being that Gohan was my first anime character, so I was already like, bonded to him. So yeah, but I mean the director, it's kind of up to the director. It's like you got to like follow their direction, and if you get it right, you get it right. If not, you do it again. So yeah, but I think they were aware of it. We were all just like back to business. We were all kids back then, and we just made the best of everything. So, but yeah, I think they did know. So thanks for asking. I don't know where you are. I couldn't see you. Yay, thank you.
Hi. Hi. So my question goes directly to mostly Jessie and Austin, but if any of you guys have experience with it, I would love to hear it. But Jessie, I know you play Armin, and you also play Yuri from Yuri on Ice, and Austin, you play Kenkanaki, which are probably three of the strongest characters that I know, but at the same time, they're characters who absolutely despise themselves. So how do you guys find that kind of strength to portray a character who had all this like self-hatred, but at the same time are such big heroes and can still project all that inspiration to the people around them?
Well, you first despise yourself, and then it's just method after that.
Yeah, drew a lot from personal experience for that.
No, but I think that you were correct. Like playing those types of characters can be very cathartic. You can find a lot of yourself because usually characters, we put a little bit of ourselves into everyone that we play, even if they're not necessarily like we are. But when you do find those characters that really resonate with you, and not only does it give you a chance to kind of release that, but it gives you a chance to potentially learn lessons from that character that will help you with your own stuff.
I think that's a great way to put it, because hopefully in any journey as an actor, you are going through the process actively of what the character's going through. And I mean, hopefully that's from a centered and healthy place, so you're, as they say, investigating scars and not opening up wounds, which sometimes we do in the industry. But luckily, the character goes on a journey, and I don't have to write what his next lines are, and getting to experience that catharsis in the moment. One of the things I love so much about dubbing is I exercise willful ignorance and try not to know too much about what's about to happen. And then you get to walk into something that has been already produced so much. You have the swelling music and, the eyebrows of the character that really tell you a lot about what they're going through. And all those things that influence you and kind of help you be in the moment experiencing that, hopefully for the first time. So it certainly isn't something... hopefully, I try to not let it be a conscious process. And with Tokyo Ghoul specifically, there were so many things about that character's journey and tiny specific things about his background that what did resonate with my own life, weird specifics, that it did become easy to kind of interject my own unprocessed trauma and experience it. And it's always awesome to know that resonates with other people. But also, sorry not to talk too much, but it's ultimately also, I think, not exactly our job to have to feel or experience everything. It's our job to say the words and to complete the objective that the character's going through. And what makes it really powerful is the storytelling that so many, writers and animators put together before we even showed up.
Who's our next?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me in the back with the camera. Would you mind not filming? Okay. Yeah. What's your question, sweetie?
Hi. So I have a similar question. Well, it's a kind of question wrapped into for two people. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. I'm sorry, I'm anxious. I have a question for Austin and Lindsay. It's a similar question, but for two different characters. Lindsay, I was wondering what your favorite moment was working on Ace Attorney as Maya Fey, and Austin, I was wondering what your favorite moment was working on Accelerator. Like what? I love him as a character, and I was wondering what your experience was recording for him.
Yeah, so for Ace Attorney, oh my gosh, that show was so much fun to work on. You look adorable, by the way. That one was a blast because there was never a time that I stepped into a booth to record for that show that I wasn't like cracking up the whole time. Because the show was so funny, the writing on it was hilarious, and in such a silly, ridiculous way, which I love. And all the performances were so funny in it too. So it was also especially a treat when I got to go in and record, and I was one of the last to record on an episode. So that meant I got to hear all the performances of all the other actors in the show and would have them to react off of. Although sometimes that would make my sessions take longer because I would laugh so hard at their delivery that then I had to be like, sorry, okay, I need to come in again for the line. And there were times that it took 5 tries for me to be able to come in without laughing because everybody was so funny in it. I just I couldn't not giggle. So yeah, I'm trying to think of a specific memory, which is hard. I'm terrible at remembering specific little instances, but that show as a whole was just so much fun to work on and so funny. And Kyle Phillips, the director, I'm sure you're aware of it, but in case you're not or anybody else might not be, you can find on YouTube, Kyle put together reels of bloopers from the show that are so funny. All of the voice actors on that show were just hilarious. And they would drop the funniest bombs for people. Yeah. Look at all day.
Accelerator. Best moments. Anything with Last Order, any the relationship he has with that underdeveloped child clone. It's kind of like a Leon professional. Or it reminds me a little bit of a favorite childhood film, Curly Sue. If anyone's familiar, does anybody? Nope. Okay, it had a Belushi in it. So all those cute moments where we have the anti-hero who's suddenly a caretaker, seems like the ultimate villain in a science project of a human being, but then he's got this soft spot for this vulnerable child. And it speaks to the vulnerability of his inner child, having grown up, being experimented on. But maybe one of my favorite moments in the booth that haunts me to this day is it's around, I think it's season 3 of Railgun, or maybe it's Index. It's so hard to remember. But it's when Mistika Wurst shows up, and they have this big battle, and they're out in the snow somewhere. He's got this giant monologue. This is what I was whining about earlier, actually. He's got this giant aggressive monologue where he's explaining what he needs to do. And the monologue, there's not a single breath when he's just like, I'm gonna come and get you, and I'm gonna really mess your day up. I swear, as soon as I see you, you're gonna get it. And then he has this extended vowel sound at the end. It was like 10 seconds long or something crazy that like I had to get to, and then like, and we did it like over and over because I kept running out of air before we got to the end. And the way that we had written, like I finally asked them to rewrite the just last syllable, because I think it was a E, like a E, which is way worse than like a O or a ah. So we finally figured out a way to end it with like I think it was like an open ah sound. But you can hear my voice breaking in that show. And that's the most I've ever hurt myself. Vocally.
Oh, no.
That's all.
All right, hi. I'm not exactly sure how to word this.
I see him. He's got glasses.
Yeah, I was like, where?
Hi, sorry, I'm kind of short, but I don't exactly know how to word this, but Stephanie had mentioned it was like react to image or something. How awkward is it, or do you guys just try to make the director laugh when they have you do like an anime grunt where like it cuts back to a character and he's like, you know what I mean, or something like that? How
It's second nature for us at this point. We don't.
Yeah,
even,
I know you guys have been doing this for a long time.
So there's never a session where we're not grunting, pretty much.
The reactions? You're talking about the reactions, right?
Yeah.
I was actually called the reactress for a while because when I was cast, as Gohan, he's a kind of a background character in the Yu Yu Saga. He's just always in the background, like shock and awe times 71, like, Dad! Like that's kind of all he said. It was a lot of, I mean, I had to learn very quickly how to like completely change every reaction to be completely different, which was great. It was a great challenge and it was fun. I loved it. It was interesting though. I was in a touring show band at the time, Vince Vance and the Valiants, and we had like a TV, and we would put in VHS tapes and watch or whatever. Whenever we got the VHS tapes of Dragon Ball Z, and the driver would hear. He'd be like, "What are you guys listening to?" Because it'd be like, he'd be like, "What are you watching back there?" So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like you said, it's reactions. That was the bulk of my material for like the first year or more. I mean, Gohan was prominent, but not till later. So I had to get really good at varying my reactions and make them sound completely different. So yeah, but I found it funny, and we all had a good time with it and a good laugh. You know, if you can get the director to laugh, especially Barry Watson, way back in the day, that's a good line. You did good. If you can get that guy to laugh, it's like, yes, I did it. He likes it. He likes me.
The one JRPG that I did where I had it was the player character, was a 33-hour booking. 26 of those were nothing but reactions. He was a silent protagonist, so everything was just, how many different ways can you sound happy? How many different ways can you sound sad? How many different ways can you, like, you know, just any of that stuff.
That sounds like torture.
It was torture, but the money was good, and now I can just do these in my sleep, you know?
I like to drop 3 anytime. I'll give you like standard, one with a little stink on it, and then just one for fun.
They wanted 2 or 3 of every one of the sounds too.
Sure. I'm saying even just on, because video game, they'll be like, yeah, give me 3 to 5, go through all these. But like, even like anime Crunchyroll dubs, I'll still be like, here's voiced, here's non-voiced, here's a little realistic, I'm gonna give you the cinematic, the dramatic, and then I'm gonna keep going until you stop me.
I do one, and I'm like, if that's not good enough, let me know.
I have to hear one that's wrong before I know that the first one was right.
We all have different methods.
Thank you.
This is kind of like a tone shift, but I'm like wondering if this is a question for everyone, but if any of the characters you guys have played has like impacted your day-to-day life in any way, shape, or form?
That has impacted our life in any way?
Yeah, like the characters you've voiced, like changed how you just like go about your day and stuff.
I I'm so sorry. We have no speakers. We have no monitors. I cannot understand a single thing that they're saying.
A character we voiced that has kind of changed. Yeah.
And how we go about our day-to-day lives, I think is what I heard.
Oh, how we go about our day-to-day lives. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the biggest one, it would be Kurnoski again, because it changed how I go about my day-to-day. Armin was also, was life-changing in a number of different ways. It was kind of the big break of my career. You know, actors are always talking about getting their big break, and Armin was mine. And I grew as a performer every time I did a session with him. I grew as a person almost every time I did a session with him. And as he was growing and finding confidence and working through his own self-hatred and despair, I was doing the same with him. It was one of those moments of pure catharsis where it's also like, playing your character is like a therapy session. and yeah, that's those are all very real and tangible differences. And now I get to come and do these like half of the year, It's been amazing. Yeah.
You go.
I don't have to. I think a lot of the shows that I'm in end up influencing me in ways I don't often consciously realize. Like I did a show called My Roommate is a Cat. Yeah. And then I ended up getting a cat because of it.
After the cat.
I did. I named it after the cat. And I remember when I went to the SPCA too, and I was like this puddle, and that cat was like, I tried to give all the cats like, a chance, and this was the only cat that was like, get me out of here. This year I had another cat show up at my front door. A Siamese cat just walked up to my front door. He was all emaciated and his eyes were crusted shut. Anyway, so I got a cat. And then when I did Trigun Stampede, I got really into plants. And if you're familiar with that show, then that would make sense.
If you don't know Trigun, you need to fix your life.
Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul, after I moved into the house that I'm living in now, after we finished recording that, and that was its own crazy, dramatic story, but spider lilies started like showing up in my life, like they and it was like, like I moved into that, and then a big personal transformation in my life happened, and then like that August, spider lilies just sprouted in my front yard, which was super weird.
You know how they say that there's this belief or philosophy that our thoughts shape the world?
Yeah.
I think you made spider lilies just pop up.
I think I made that cat appear too. I'm telling you, they have proven, or they haven't proven, but the fact that our consciousness exists on an electromagnetic spectrum, and that a wave on an electromagnetic spectrum can get converted into a photon.
Yeah.
So thought really
Not
can
to get
create
deep
reality.
or anything.
Oh, you just wait. Come and hang with the two of us.
Yeah, let's keep talking physics.
Just wait. You'll question everything.
That's like my favorite.
Popular on TikTok lately too. There's been a lot of manifesting.
I can say that I live vicariously through little Goku. So I get to go around in my brain and pat everybody's crotch to see if they're a boy or a girl. So that's like acceptable. It's acceptable for a little Goku. So that's where, that's what's changed my life, is like, oh wow, little boys can I just was looking to see if you had a tail. He's like so innocent. He's like, you must not be pure of heart. Just so innocent. I can live vicariously through his character because he's hilarious. Why do women have butts on their chest? He's got questions. Yeah. Do you have a tail? And if not, why not? I'll have to look. Can I pat your crotch and see if you're a boy or a girl?
Could you do me? Could you do me a favor? Not to be that person, but can you say
No,
in that Goku? No. Can you say in the Goku voice where did you put your or
the
just
Bulma thing.
Yeah, the Bulma.
Bulma, your balls, they're gone. Ah! he's like, pat, pat, pat. I love the sound effects that they put in. It's like, yeah, bam, bam, bam. Like, she smacks her hard. She's asleep. Takes off her underwear. What the hell is wrong? What the hell is going on with this? I remember my friends were like, what are you doing? Like, what is this all about? This Master Roshi guy. And Goku's all like, these girls must be poor. They can't afford clothes. It's a naked magazine. Master Roshi, right? I know. What
I
the heck?
have to. Hi, it's nice to meet all of you. And you guys inspire me so much. And what I want to ask is, what is the funnest character to portray?
The most fun?
Yeah, that you had the most fun time with.
Tokoyami from My Hero is a lot of fun. I also get to. He's multi-layered for me. He's the first. I've never gotten to play like a really serious Batman-style character, and I've also never gotten to do like an animal creature sort of thing. And I've never done a character with a duo, like kind of a duo personality where you get to talk to yourself and they don't put you in a padded room. Yeah, getting to go from
thank you very much for coming to see me. I hope you have a plus ultra weekend, my friends, to Dark Shadow wants to go play outside.
You know, it's just a lot of fun.
Oh, it's hard to narrow it down. They're all fun for different reasons, but I'll share a couple that immediately come to mind. Vanica in Black Clover. She's so deliciously evil, and like super evil characters are really fun to play. Eto in Tokyo Ghoul was really fun too, because I got to do like several different voices for her different forms. She's also not very nice.
When did you guys get into voiceover? Where do you record at state-wise, and what type of microphone do you use? Because I use a Behringer B1. Just wanted to know what kind of equipment
Those are trade secrets, sir.
You could tell us. You could tell us.
Wait, I didn't get to tell about my funnest character.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. I would have to say I'm having the most fun with Haruka Sakura.
I knew it!
The main character in Windbreaker. Episode 5 just got released. It sure is a thrill ride.
Is it streaming somewhere?
It's streaming on Crunchyroll now. Start your free 14-day trial. Watch all of it up to the last couple episodes, and then you'll be hooked.
I love doing Isekai. It was total chance. I was already in the studio. I had like 10 minutes left. The director's like, okay, we think we know who we're going to use for this. What do you think this character would sound like? And I'm like, oh my, I'm the queen and I'm with the gold. And I got the role because it didn't sound anything like Goku or Gohan. So that's kind of like a trivia thing. That was so fun. It was like 6 episodes, no big deal. But like, she rode a scooter and had fake hair. True GBZ fans will know what I'm talking about. I'm the queen.
You gave me a good idea too. Because this happened in Dragon Ball Kai during the tournament arc while Goten is fighting somebody, and he fights him like too good, and then you look in the audience, and there's like a surfer dude and a surfer duodette, and I do both of them. I convinced Raleigh to let me do the girl voice, and then Mix didn't notice, so they let me keep it. Anyway, microphones.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, where we record and the microphone.
Dallas TLM 103.
Same.
Started voice acting in 04. Oh, my God.
Record at what state? California, Jersey?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
The true home of anime.
This question's for Stephanie. This is not really anime related. It's OKKO. It's like my favorite role of yours. It's amazing. I know that show got. I'm over here. I know that show got cut like a whole season short, pretty much. But I was wondering if you thought about anything that you'd like to have in like a third season. I know Ian's talked about having like perspective episodes or things they planned, but I was wondering if, because you were so, I don't know, for me, it sounded like you were so connected to that character. I was wondering if you had any ideas, like what you would want of that character in the third season.
I think I heard most of it. I think I have the idea, right? Like OKKO?
Yeah.
I will tell you this, it's not anime, it was completely different. It was in LA, Cartoon Network. We were actually all in the same room recording at the same time, reacting to each other, which made it difficult because I'm in Dallas and eventually they had to replace me. But they did get somebody that was able to voice match. She kind of voice matched what was already there, Courtney Taylor. I don't know what your exact question is, but it's definitely, different than anime in the sense that we recorded before it was actually drawn and made into existence. So it was a completely backwards thing, but really cool because the director was a fan of Dragon Ball and like tracked me down somehow through like an agent or whatever. Like, what? Oh, hey, okay. It's like 2012 or whatever. But did that answer your question, or did you have? Yeah. So, but it was very much like a Goku kind of spin-off type character. He sounded a little bit like him. He looked a little bit like him. It was almost like a Bizarro Kid Goku. It kind of was, yeah. Defend the plaza! Yeah! You know, it's a similar voice. So, thank you.
All right, we have time for one more.
Hi. So my question's for Justin. So you voiced Kirishima, Haru, you have Jack the Ripper. So two parts. One, what is it like to voice such different characters? And then how did you even go about finding out how to voice Jack the Ripper?
I don't know. It's loud, to answer the first part. It's usually loud in here. But Jack the Ripper was seeing the animation and just kind of going with it. You know, you see that face and that tongue's always out, and that just seemed like the right place to go. So,
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody, put your hands together and let's thank Stephanie, Austin, Jessie, Lindsay, and Justin for being here with us today.
This is Erica Harlicker Stone, and you're watching Fandom Spotlight. Yay! Make sure to like and subscribe. Do it right now. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. I don't know why you aren't doing it. Seriously, I'm gonna keep saying it until you do it. Ugh. Okay, thank you. Yay! Remember to have fun and follow your fandom. Bye!